Hey team. So this may be a little controversial, but I'm going to put it out there. So I've changed my nutrition strategy. I'm doing something that I have done in the past actually, but going back to a way of eating that works for my body. I have polycystic ovaries and I'm hypothyroid. I have two hormonal disorders that kind of actually work against each other in terms of fat loss. But this isn't just about getting in like amazing shape for my photo shoot next month. Over the last 3 months, I've probably had the worst ovarian cysts that I've ever had, like to the point where I actually look like 5 months pregnant, and my youngest asked if I had a baby in my belly. When I was like supposed to be ovulating, but things weren't working right, and my belly was just so like sore and tender to the touch. And this would last for days. Each month in my cycle. And so I'm thinking like something's not quite right in there. My hormones aren't, they're not quite in check. So I need to go back to what I was doing before. And what I was doing before was a completely grain-free and dairy-free approach to my nutrition. So you guys know I am all about my superfoods shake that I take every day, and I'm going back to the vegan version, which is vegetable proteins instead of using the whey protein, because I feel like it's going to be friendlier to my gut if I get rid of just all dairy products and all grain products in my nutrition. So I'm still using the container system. However, I have redistributed this container system, and I'm doing less fruit and less starch than what my calorie bracket calls for, but I am replacing those calories. So I'm not eating less calories. I'm actually eating a little bit more in terms of calories. I'm adding a red container, a blue container, and a green container, which is a protein, a vegetable, and a fat, or rather protein is red, fat, healthy fat is blue, and vegetable is green. My brain doesn't work. And so my calories are actually a little bit more than what they would be. But my nutrition like distribution is a little bit different. As somebody who has those two hormonal disorders, PCOS and hypothyroid, my approach and the way that my body works, like over the last 3.5 years, I've done a lot of different things. I've tried a lot of different things. And I just know how my body functions best. And so my breakfast, for example, this morning was eggs. I had 3 eggs actually this morning because I was super hungry, with kale and tomato and onion grilled up in the pan. And so like it's a higher fat breakfast. And I had a couple questions actually after I posted my breakfast this morning. Yeah, but this is pretty high fat. Oh, and I also had a slice of bacon with it. Just one though. And so, yeah, that is a pretty high fat breakfast. I didn't eat any carb with it because it was such a high fat breakfast. But in terms of my overall nutrition distribution, it's more protein and vegetable based, but my breakfasts are typically higher fat. They keep me satiated for longer. And then I'll do the vegan Shakeology for a post-workout. So it's not like a no carb diet or anything like that. It's just less than what the container system typically calls for. Because of that, immediately when I cut out grains and when I cut out dairy, the bloat goes down and I hold less water. I don't know if you can see, but like when I don't know. No, it's not showing today because I've been eating this way for a few days now. But typically, like when I wear leggings or even if you can see it a little bit, maybe. No, not in the camera. When I wear leggings or my sports bra or something, like you can see the marks all over my body when I take them off because my body has been retaining so much water. And so I drink plenty of water in the day. So I shouldn't be holding on to that much water, but it's just a result of what's going on with my hormones. That's why I'm holding on to so much water and having more difficulty in losing fat as well. So yes, my nutrition is a little bit higher fat and probably higher protein than most. And it is lower, not no carb, like I said. It's lower in carbs, and I'm even reducing the fruit that I'm eating, and I'm eating only 1 serving of fruit a day, which is usually berries because they're the lowest sugar, highest fiber fruit because of my hormonal profile. And I'm never a person, I'm not a rule follower just for the sake of following rules, right? So the container system is this, but that doesn't mean that like I have to do that if my body works best a different way. Or like, I know there's this like whole like religion about balance, nutrition, and all of that stuff. But what if my body just works best eating like this, you know, and then like a couple squares of dark chocolate a couple times a week is totally fine because there's not that much sugar in it if it's just a little bit. So this is what I'm doing. It is working for me. I'm already noticing that I'm less bloated and retaining less water. I'll keep you guys posted.